So, the other day, I was laying in bed, and I decided to look at TikTok. No, not that kind, the kind without the C's. Oh, my bad, bro. And in my scrolling, came across this one.
Wear a fucking mask, wear a mask, wear a fucking mask, wear a fucking mask, wear a fucking mask, y'all. Wear a fucking mask, especially if you're in fucking Florida. Oh my god, what?
And then, I got an idea.
Wear a fucking mask, wear a mask, wear a fucking mask, wear a fucking mask, wear a fucking mask, y'all. Wear a fucking mask, wear a mask, wear a fucking mask, wear a fucking mask, wear a fucking mask, y'all. Wear a fucking mask, especially if you're in fucking Florida. Oh my god, what?
So, I'll be real with you. I don't know why I made this, but I did. And I didn't intend to make a video on it, but I am. So let's break it down. Let's see how I made whatever that was. So this is the whole session. This is the whole project file. Now it's broken up here into 3 pieces. There's this piece here, which is the original TikTok video that I put no effects on. All I did was make it repeat to get a little longer of a thing to work with.
Wear a fucking mask, wear a mask, wear a fucking mask, wear a fucking mask, wear a fucking mask, y'all. Wear a fucking mask, wear a mask.
You get the point. Now, the second part is going to be the groove, which is this part here. Now, this groove has a couple different elements. Starting from the bottom, we've got a kick, a clap, and a hi-hat that's made out of a basketball, a chip bag, and a skate, respectively. Now, all of these came out of Andrew Wong's Canada sample pack. These aren't my sounds. Now, next we have the swish, which is actually me just rubbing my hands together. And then we have a bunch of layers of clapping just to give a really big stereo sound. And each of these claps also just has a little bit of reverb on it, if you want to call that a little bit, just to give it some more space. Now next up we have the droplet sound. Now the droplet sound is actually me just going and flicking my cheek. You know that sound everybody used to make in middle school where the teacher would get all quiet and then suddenly there'd just be... That's what that sound is. And then there's also a little bit of reverb on that to give that a little extra space. And to make it, you know, like a water droplet and like an empty cave kind of feel. I hope that makes sense. Okay, next is the bracelet, which is actually exactly what it is. It's literally just a bracelet that I use as a shaker because I didn't have a shaker nearby me and I wanted a shaker sound. And I just happened to be wearing a bracelet. It's just the bracelet playing the clave. Something I really like about this beat is the fact that it doesn't adhere to a solid metronome timing, because the TikTok's not 100% in time, so the beat isn't 100% in time. So it feels a little more human that way, and if you listen closely, you can tell it's not perfectly in time. But it's in time enough, so I'm okay with that. Now the next elements in here in the beat portion would be the synthesizers here, which consist of this bass synth. And then I have an organ panned slightly to the left here. And then I have synth brass panned a little to the right. Now all of these are just there to give chordal context into the song. And then this organ right here is actually doesn't serve a lot of importance. It's actually more of just a bridge from one phrase to the next. And then you can see that it's automated to move from the left to the right for each separate phrase. So that's the beat going on. Now all those elements combine to form a beat that I find to be just really, really catchy and funky. It's nice to listen to. It's just fun. It's a decent beat if you ask me. But I also am the one who made it, so maybe I'm a little biased. Now let's move on to the second part, which is the vocals.
Mask, please wear a mask. Mask, you better wear a mask, especially if you live in Florida.
Now the key of the song is in C minor, and that's what all these vocals are just stabbing on a C minor, but I believe it's in this voicing. Now the way I decided to record it was I had every note get 3 tracks, one in the middle, one on the hard left, and one on the hard right, and every note gets a set of 3.
Mask, 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 mask.
And those combine just to be a C minor chord.
Mask.
Now for this ending part here,
especially if you live in Florida.
That part is just this C minor chord walking its way down to this C minor chord. And every line is just moving diatonically downward in a stepwise motion.
Especially if you live in Florida. Especially if you live in Florida. Especially if you live in Florida.
And all those are combined to form this line.
Especially if you live in Florida.
Now as for effects, there's not a lot going on. Everything just has a little bit of reverb on it and maybe a little EQ. There's not a lot going on here. And that's really the bulk of these vocals. And these vocals are the bulk of the arrangement. Now these tracks up here actually aren't anything super important. All they do is they take the last note from the tracks we just listened to and then take them up an octave. That's all those are. Nothing important, just decorative. Now the last part that we haven't talked about are these little sounds here.
Yeah.
Both of those are actually serving the same purpose that these organs had, which is just to bridge the gap from one phrase to another. Now the way I did this was I just sat down for probably way too long and just recorded a bunch of woos in different voices. And then that one goes. And then this one goes. And then this one goes. Sounds like a fun guy to be with. And then this one goes. You see what I mean? Every single one is a different character, and then when you have them in together and have them slightly panned, it's like a little party. It's a little celebration. How about one more time? Yeah, that's right. And the same thing goes for the yeahs. They're all just different characters.
Yeah.
And then together they just, you know, it's like your little posse. It's your gang.
Yeah.
Now all these elements come together to form what I think is a beautiful monstrosity. Well, as you can see, there's not a lot going on despite there being so many tracks, or at least looking like it has a lot of tracks. So I'm hoping you can use some of these techniques and make your own harmonies. And that's how I made that, whatever you want to call it. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing and liking the video. And if you really like the video, follow me on Instagram and Twitter for more of my shenanigans. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. That's not how I end these. Catch you later. That's how I end these.
Wear a fucking mask, wear a mask, wear a fucking mask, wear a fucking mask, wear a fucking mask, y'all. Wear a fucking mask, wear a mask, wear a fucking mask, wear a fucking mask, wear a fucking mask, y'all. Wear a fucking mask, especially if you're in fucking Florida. Oh my god.